good evening and a lovely welcome to you all viewers. We are here today for our lesson again on visual arts. And today our center of focus is going to be on colors. We are going to be looking primarily at secondary colors with respect to mixing colors to obtain secondary colors. We all know colors have their fundamental basis, which happens to be the primary colors. The primary colors are obviously red, yellow, and then blue. But out of this red, yellow, and blue, we're able to get our secondary colors, which are also orange, violet, and then green. So all that we are going to learn to do is mixing up our primary colors, which are the red, yellow, and blue, in their right proportion for us to obtain our secondary colors. So that is what we are going to do today. So on it, I have what we say secondary colors. We can call it color mixing. So that is what we are going to be doing today. First of all, I'll need some items. I have my brush, which I will be using basically as my tool, and then my poster colors as my materials that I also be needing. Aside that, I have my cards that I also be using. And at the end of the day, we're going to see how well we can mix our colors. I have this blade that we can use as our palette for mixing our colors. If you are trying it at home, remember to be cautious with it so that it doesn't cut you. All caution must be observed. So I'll first begin by getting my brush. I have my red, I have the yellow, and then I have the blue. So basically, I need these three colors to be able to obtain my secondary colors. How do we obtain our secondary colors? From our previous lesson, we've gotten to know that amongst our three primary colors, which are red, yellow, and blue, you need to mix two of each of them to get a particular secondary color. What did he say our secondary colors were? Our secondary colors were orange, green, and then violet. So with our orange, green, and violet, we have two of each of our primary colors that we need to mix to get any of these secondary colors. So let's take for one, the orange. In order for us to obtain the secondary color orange, we need to mix red and then yellow. That is, if you have to obtain an orange color, we need to mix red and then yellow. If you want to obtain green, then it obviously means we have to mix blue and then yellow. And if we need that of our violet, we need to mix red and then blue. So these are all we need. If we want an orange color, we need to mix red and yellow in their right proportion. If you want a green, we need to mix blue and then that of yellow. And then last but not the least happens to be violet, where we will be mixing red and blue to obtain them. So as I said earlier on, I have my colors, I have my palette, and I'm going to do just a little bit of a practical mixing the colors for you to understand what I mean by getting them. So this is our setup. We have our primary colors, the red, the blue, and the yellow. We have our brush, and then we have our palette on which we are going to mix our colors for us to see what we're actually talking about. So let's say we want to obtain our orange. We need a bit of the red. And then a bit of the yellow too. So all that we are saying is when red comes into contact with yellow, gradually as we mix them up in a uniform manner, we realize that a mixture of the red and the yellow has provided us with the orange. So with my card over here, I'll take one portion of it and then I use my brush carefully to apply my mixed up orange into one sector of my 3 circles that I have merged them. So this is what I have with my orange. I fill up the whole space nicely and I make sure it runs just on the edges of the borders. So this is my orange. That is how I get my orange done. In other words too, I can still make it bigger if I want to. So I have 3 circles also to represent my 3 secondary colors that I'm going to paint within. So that is how I utilize my paints, making sure the whole shape is filled up nicely to represent exactly what I'm talking about. So that is also orange that we have. So I put it down for it to dry. And then my next focus will be on green. As I said earlier on, if I want green, then I have to mix blue and then yellow. So once again, I take a portion of my yellow get a portion of my blue as well. Now since the yellow is a little lighter than the blue, you have to be cautious with the quantity, otherwise it will be more than what you expected. So just, let's say, last drop of the blue on it, and I'm good to go. So with that one as well too, I have my yellow and my blue, and then gradually, just like stirring, I begin to mix it up. As I mix up, it's obvious that my color has changed to green. That is our secondary color. The first one was the orange. And that is how I have my green. Very beautiful mixture of green. And once I have my green this way, obviously I can continue with my filling portion that is left. So I have another more to do. So you have to be very cautious when you're using the brush, making sure you don't go overboard or go beyond your boundaries. So I also paint this part. And I get my color filled in so nicely. So that is how I get my green. I take my second card and I also fill up that shape. Okay, so we are done with our green and we are left with our violet. And mixing our violet, we still need our red and our blue. They are the two primary colors that we need to mix in order to obtain our violet. So as we did for the two, I need to use palette to get my red. A little bit of caution over there. And then I add and blue as well. So even with the blue touching the surface of the red, realize that it's reacting to it. So let's mix and see what we get from it as well. So gradually we stir, we stir, we stir. Begin to realize that we are obtaining our violets. The blue is mixing up with the orange. The red, is mixing up with the blue. That is how come we get a violet. So with that one also, get my card again. Still carefully, I use my brush to apply the paints within the borders of which I'm supposed to be working. Make sure I don't go out of those borders. And even if I have to go mistakenly, then it should be something so minute that it wouldn't cause any major havoc. So now that's how I have it. I have my orange, I have my green, and I have the violet. Take the second one and carefully and make sure I run within the borders. That's how I get my 3 secondary colors: the orange, the green, the violet. Coming back to this one to complete it. What do I mean by complete? So I'm now applying the red to the parts indirectly, meaning that my red, or in order for me to get my orange, I need my red. red becomes a component of the color orange when it comes to mixing. As I said earlier on, you need to be very cautious when going along your borders so that you don't run into somebody's home, let me say, the home of another color. The moment you begin to go out of the border, you lose the aesthetic quality of the work itself. So let's say this is my red. The next one I'll pick on will be my yellow. And since red and yellow gives me orange, obviously this column is going to be for the yellow. So, as I said earlier on, you still have to observe all caution just to make sure you are running just along the lines of your borders. Then gradually try and wrap up. So that is my yellow. Meaning that the last of the colors I have to apply is my blue. And with my blue, picking up the color with a brush. Also go onto the card again, and once more run just along the lines of the blue. So gradually I get to my edges. Make sure just right on the line. Very interesting work to do if you should get the chemistry of the colors right, their proportion. Then its application as well. That is how I mix up my primary colors to get my secondary color. all in all, we've come to the end of our mixing our primary colors to obtain our secondary color. With the red and the yellow, we mix them up and we get the orange. The yellow and the blue mixes up to form the green. And then the red and the blue also mixes up to form the violet. So within this particular setup, I'm having my three primary colors, which are the red, yellow, and then the blue. And then within, I have my secondary colors, which are the orange, green, and that of the violet. So that is how we get our colors. So we've come to realize that in order for us to obtain a secondary color, we have to mix two primary colors of equal value, of equal proportion, in the right manner, in the right application, within the right boundaries, and not going overboard, to make sure that we have an excellent work done. So dear students, within this limited time, we've come to the end of our class, getting to know how our colors are obtained. Isaac Newton brought light, and through light he discovered the colors through the prism as well. And we have also learned how to form our own colors. Should we have only the three primary colors we are working with and we need to develop our secondary colors, we just need to know how we mix them to obtain them. Then we can work with them in a perfect manner. I'd like to draw the curtain down on this particular session. Next time, I'll bring up another topic, and we'll delve deeper into that and see how well you can take it from there as well. Subscribe. Make sure you watch and share as well. Thumbs up. Thank you.